ready to achieve great heights? Then you're in the right place. Welcome to Power Your Performance, the podcast where we dive deep with leaders in the gaming world and beyond and learn the techniques they use to power their lives. I am your host, Gary Kleinman. Welcome, Eric Yoon, founder, president, chief guru of Esports TV, or as ESTV.co. Welcome.
Hey, Gary. Hey, thanks for inviting.
It's good.
Glad to be here. And
so, give me the elevator ride pitch, and as many floors as you want to use to tell the story of Eric pre-esports and then ESTV, because I'm familiar with the ride and the road and the bumps and the obstacles and everything else, and incredibly proud of you, my friend, of where you are now. But before we get to that, let's go back in time and why in the heck did you do it?
I appreciate that. Personally, formerly I was a banker for Merrill Lynch and UBS and a middle market lender for the City National Bank and a First Interstate. And I was on a media entertainment sector, did a Asian sector for the radio, TV, newspaper, consulting, buy-side, sell-side. And then got into the broadcast business through the International Media Distribution, which is a wholly owned subsidiary of a Comcast NBCU. And they wanted to launch a Korean channel to service their cable subscriber. So we met, formed a partnership back in 2004, launched the cable broadcast basic channel in 2005. And so we currently own and operate six linear 24/7 channels. Two are cable. We broadcast all the way out to Guam, Alaska, Hawaii, mainland U.S., and we have deals with every cable operator in the U.S. And the second cable channel is to service the Asian American with the Korean content, as well as, Korean drama, from the Squid Game from Netflix, as well as K-pop is doing phenomenal in the mainstream area. So we launched that second channel to service the Korean Asian American in 2000. I believe it was 2006, and then we launched the TV K-pop on-demand service in 2010. And when we first launched the Korean channel, we had 1 to 2 hours of esports gaming content. Yep. As you know, the esports gaming was born out of Korea back in 1980s from StarCraft League, and we knew the area or the space a little better than anybody else, and we were able to secure content deal from Korea, and we scheduled it about an hour to 2 hours early morning, and there was a lot of viewers, but the market wasn't ready for it. And in 2017, we saw the major sports franchise were getting into the esports by buying esports team. And I said, hey, I think it's the right timing. So I put the team together, put the plans together, launched the ESTV, now the world's leading 24/7 esports gaming channel, on May 23rd of 2019. So we're just under 3 years, but we broadcast all the way up. In 46 countries now. Fantastic. We're available on every major platform, including all the connected TV, smart TV, Samsung TV Plus, LG, Vizio, TCL, Hisense. Latest one is Xiaomi, so on and so forth. And the largest OTT platform like Roku, Live TV, as well as the Sling TV, Plex, Red. Continue to add on more stuff on it. Distribution partner. Where I learned this business as a broadcaster from Comcast is distribution is key to success. You worry about the content later, and once you develop the distribution network, the content will flow in. And that's exactly what happened. Currently, our content partnership is over 100 from globally. And we have 10 different sim racing channel partners globally, as well as we set up during the pandemic in 2020, when all the traditional sports were down for the from the college side, we actually were contacted by one of the conference called the NECC, New England Collegiate Conference. They started with 10 or 12 universities. Now there are over 120 universities underneath them. And then we structured and formulated and developed the collegiate esports platform. And we added on another partner called the CSMG, Collegiate Sports Management Group. And they do the Esports University, Esports U. And then they manage about 24, 26 conferences, a couple hundred universities. So right now we're up to like 28 conferences, close to 1,000 universities that stream to ESTV. And we were very fortunate through the CSMG partnership. They introduced us the High School Esports League, which is managed by Generation Esports, and they manage around 3,000 high schools. So we built a very nice infrastructure from the middle school to the 2-year junior college to 4-year universities. So that is one area that we focus on. And the other is a racing part. As I mentioned earlier, that we have a 10 different sim racing channel partnership. And top of that, we brought in a Drone Champions League, which is the largest drone league out of Europe. DCL. They're also a publisher. Their game is available on a PlayStation and Xbox. So we do both the personal first-person view drone racing, actual one, as well as a virtual one. And then during the pandemic, a lot of people were working on a home and they needed exercise, so they were getting on a bike. And then we were able to bring in a cycling racing into our stream. So the U.S. Cycling Association is partnered with the Echelon, and we stream the cycling racing as well too. So within this racing category, we do the sim racing to the drone racing and cycling. And the latest edition, fourth one, is a motorcycle. In its sports, we just did a partnership with the Steffi, and we're bringing on a motorcycle racing as well too. So a lot of the traditional sports are now getting into the esports, and which is really good to expand and grow the esports community and the space. So on a daily basis, we bring in a live stream, new content, minimum 12 hours a day. Everybody's pushing into us, and they want to be part of our ecosystem. And on a busy day, we'll do about 24 to 36 hours easily of new content. So I decide to launch 3 additional channels because there was abundance of content that we're aggregating and then also producing. So right before the holiday in 2021, a few months ago, we launched the ESTV Plus app, which is available worldwide. And 2 weeks ago, we launched the 3 additional channel, ESTV Racing, ESTV College, and ESTV High School, to give our users and viewers to be able to stay in our ecosystem and do a channel surfing within our app from the flagship to racing to college and high school. And then also it gives the global brand or the agency a very targeted demographic to target their audiences or their sponsors or advertisers. So high school target 16 to 18, college will target 18 to 22, and the racing will be the young professional post-college graduate. So I think we built a pretty good ecosystem.
Yeah, without a doubt. And now you're getting into some original programming?
Yes, we are. A very beginning, when we were first launching the ESTV, we brought in seed investor from the former NFL players. So Amon Green, formerly with the Green Bay Packers, all-time rusher, Hall of Fame. Shane Breen, who was with the New England Patriots as a running back, Super Bowl winner. His younger brother, Brock Green, Chicago Bears safety. They are all gamers, and they are very smart, and they want to be part of it. So they became investor to the ESTV, as well as they work within the ESTV, and they do the business sales side, and they're doing great. So through their relationship, I was introduced to NFL Alumni. So I sit as a Esports Advisor for NFL Alumni, and we have a other partnership, Ultimate Gaming League, which is current and former NFL players, and we formulated 8 different teams, including the artist, magician, and the hip hop singer, and we compete each other. And through these guys, Amon, Brock, and Shane, they are broadcaster as well. Shane is a broadcaster for the Fox Sports Pac-12. Brock does the CBS Viacom and a Big Ten. And it was natural for them and for the company to bring them and create a new program called the E-World Weekly. So it's a weekly show. It's a 30-minute from now, and we're going to continue to expand. And we talk about the, everything that happens in the esports gaming world.
Which is good. And there's no shortage of that. Do they cover it just from the competition side, or also the business of esports, the movement of ownership and the trading of franchises and all the other things that go on a weekly basis in esports? Or is it focused more on just the competition?
No, we try to cover everything that's happening around the globe. Whether it's an athlete or the esports player that gets traded, we talk about it. And then a publisher that's bringing out a new game, we talk about it, we stream. And first one to see before the public release, we do that. And we do so many different things within the E-World Weekly. So it's exciting.
What do you think in the three plus years that ESTV has actually been operating successfully? What's the biggest change you've seen?
I think we started as a media entertainment company, just aggregating content and producing it and streaming. But now we became a media entertainment technology company because we saw there's a lot of changes within the ecosystem. So what we did was we partnered up with a lot of different companies that are focused on technology, including the AR, VR. And we have a partner out of Israel called RD.TV. We bring their augmented reality app or the technology into our E-World Weekly, whatever we produce. And then also we provide that to our partners. And on the virtual side, VR side, we partner up with the Noitem Studio, who is a mocap manufacturer, and they have a VR studio in Burbank. And we utilize their studio to create the VR content, and that's going to be making a difference. So we created an avatar, ESTV avatar, and continue to develop new things.
So what do you think happens with esports, ESTV, and the metaverse?
You know what? That's a big secret, but I'll tell you. We can't get away from it. Whatever the consumer demands are, and where the technology goes, we have to be part of it. So we're continuing to develop a different way to do this. And that was the main reason that we partnered up with a VR studio, because the metaverse is all virtual reality. Right. And we want to be the forefront of that. So we will create our own ESTV esports arena within the metaverse, and it will compete within that space. And then also, I want to mention that we also partner up with the blockchain companies. So ESTV Plus app is a blockchain-backed technology app. And what we did was we partnered up with the Nodle.io, Nodle, and they are a IoT of a Bluetooth. Basically, there's so many different assets or the data that flows around, and nobody really got to monetize it and be able to utilize that. So they develop an app. When you download our app, it already has a Nodle SDK ingested in there, or download the Nodle app, then your phone becomes a node. And so anything that surrounds your phone that is a Bluetooth, all the data or the assets get gathered in, and we take the privacy as top secret, top priority, and we don't take their personal information. It's just that we just gather all the IoT Bluetooth devices that surrounds it.
So it would power your performance.
So it's a watch and earn. Yeah.
Yeah. So
it's a watch and earn. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot going on. I mean, it's fascinating. I mean, everyone, as soon as something comes in like NFTs and what have you in the metaverse, everybody's jumping to try to figure it out in the wild west. But a lot of what we care about and what we look at is health, wellness, and nutrition through the lens of gaming. With all these tournaments that you see and all the content across all the verticals, where are you guys saying health, wellness, and nutrition as even a topic of conversation? Are gamers getting used to it? Do they need education? And as a platform, would you like to create content that addresses that?
I think that's absolutely the most top priority and a most important thing. In order to have the player or the esports to have a longevity, you got to make sure that your players, the gamers, are taken care of, and health is the most important thing. I mean, any sports, health is the top of the list. If you have a star and if he's out because of the illness or the with arthritis or the pain, you can continue. And then those influencers of the top gamer will continue to grow this space. Main reason that ESTV was born was that in order for the gaming esports to get to the next level, is that we need to create a TV personality. I mean, if you look at the NFL, NBA, or the MLB, TV created that TV personality and it grew the whole space. And that's our main goal, to make sure that these guys last a long time, and also make sure they're taken care of. So the health, nutrition, everything is very, very important. I mean, Aman will speak.
Yeah, well, I know. And I was mentioned, Aman and I have spoke on other podcasts together about him taking what he learned at football and training and nutrition and sleep and weightlifting and everything else to Lakeland University. But is he on the unique side of that? Do you see all these? Because you intersect with lots of different activities and leaves from racing, both on cycle and cars, and the traditional esports competition on Call of Duty and everything else. Do you see what Aman's doing being replicated in other leagues, or is it still too early for them to embrace it?
I mean, Aman will speak for himself, but definitely it is a very important part. I mean, whether you are NFL very physical, traditional athlete, gaming takes just as much as
no question.
As a traditional sport, because you think you're only sitting in front of the computer and looking at it, and you're only moving your hands. But if you look at the sim racing, you gotta move all your four, 2 legs and 2 hands in order to do the simulate the exact same Formula One in.
And your eyes, and your eyes are jumping all over the place as well. So no, we see that, and I think one of the things that we see is that a lot of younger gamers have a sense of invincibility, right? So if their hands hurt, they go, my hand hurts, or if they're tired, they'll reach for a Red Bull or Monster or some kind of energy drink, as opposed to looking at nutritionally, well, maybe I should have had a certain kind of meal, or maybe I should have had more fluids or more electrolytes or whatever that is beforehand. And I guess the question is, do you see yourself creating content or working with content producers to disseminate the value of good nutrition, the value of stretching and weights and everything else for a gamer?
Absolutely. I mean, if I can find the right person or the right production company or the studio to create this, education is the most important thing. I mean, on any sector or the community that you're trying to build, you have to educate the people the right way, and then also to embrace those people. Just like what I do with the partnership, I embrace every one of them. Everybody's invited into the ESTV ecosystem. So if there is a partner that I find, or if I can create the right formula or the right programming to tell the the health segment, that'll be great. I mean, we do have a law and legal partner that we brought in all the law professors and lawyers, and who writes on our ESTV.co website. Definitely health is another area that we're focused. And then if we can bring those partner in to create that blog or that tab, and then also the programming, we'd love to.
Guess you would think with all the junior high content that you have, the high school content, the college, and then obviously the formal esports. I mean, those are ripe organizations and leagues to talk about health and wellness. And from my experience, a lot of them are not yet there talking about it. They're kind of aware of it and wondering, from the Amans of the world who have been there and, feels the effects of being hammered on a football field, how do we get the junior high, the high school, and the colleges to truly embrace health, wellness, and nutrition from an ingredient standpoint, from a food liquid standpoint, as opposed to meal replacement, which generally is just dense calories and not much more. And as a leader in this space, figure it's a good opportunity, and it's certainly critically important for the longevity of the gamers.
Most definitely, and I think that's why the influencer or the top player plays a critical role. How do they become that top level player, and how do you keep it going? And then utilizing those influencer or the top athlete to talk about it. I think that'll be the huge difference.
It would be. But traditionally, and maybe you see it changing. And you referenced it with the NFL, was really built on personality, right? That they were hero players, right?
Right.
And there really aren't that many in esports. It seems like the teams are transient and they flip quickly, and somebody's here and then the next season they're gone. How does esports hold on to players, help them create a personality and longevity, as opposed to the transient, they're gone next season?
I mean, any business, you have to really take care of your partner or your player or the team. It's all about the team playing, right? And then if the owner or the top of the food chain was only thinking about making money, it just doesn't work that way. You got to make sure you take care of them, care, and make sure they're happy with what they're doing, and to continue to provide all the necessary tools and equipment and a health product to make sure that that person is going to keep going.
If you predict over the next 2 or 3 years, what's next in esports?
I don't know. I mean, this is changing so fast. I'm more on a media entertainment side, and I'm trying to provide the best content and programming to our viewers and users. But I think the metaverse could have changed things around, because it is a game. When you play game, it's all about the graphic, right? Right. And the stories. So I think it could be that you meet in the metaverse, you play. Right now we're playing virtually. I mean, literally.
No question.
Because of the pandemic. So I think the metaverse might be the big game changer down the road, and the publisher continue to develop the top games. And whoever's gonna control that space is gonna come out pretty.
I think one of the interesting things that I see from the game development standpoint is the tools are so readily available for independent game developers, so that the Riots, the Activisions, don't necessarily have the market cornered on what might be the next best game.
Yeah, I think the Epic bringing out Unreal Engine made a game changer for everybody. You have the tool now, you have the template, you have the even our metaverse or the VR, we use Unreal Engine behind it to create those avatars.
Yeah, so it just opens up massive opportunity for the independents that don't have the same infrastructure. They can do it from any country in the world. I mean, it's which also raises something. So in all your distribution across all these different countries of 46 plus, is most of it English based? Is that all English first in gaming, that you don't have to do local language?
I mean, that's a very good question. Yes, we're currently streaming on all English right now, but we like to have the in-language content within our app. That's the only way to authenticate the local viewers, right? In order to embrace the local viewer, even though I'm broadcasting 46 country and eventually that's going to go to 100 country, but for the ESTV to be successful is that each country, I have to give them what the viewers want. So with that said, we're already aggregating content, in-language content from the Europe to Asia to South America, and we're a broadcast partner for PUBG. So we're already aggregating when they're doing the event, they have a subtitle or they have a different language caster. So those will be going into the ESTV Plus app, sort of like a Netflix, right? Right. You see Korean dramas, French movies, and English movies as well. So that's what's going to happen.
And since it's worldwide in every single country, that's kind of a massive undertaking, right? To localize and to take, because the content has value just inherently in the content. It's just the communication of that content to local, which is.
I think I think we are kind of fortunate that we're in this space because the music and gaming is a universal language. You play same game, whether you're same League of Legends, whether you're in the US or the UK or Asia or South America or Rocket League, same thing. And the people will know when they see it and what they play, what they like to play, they're gonna tune into it because the language is not going to be a barrier. Okay, so that's
no question. And I think certainly our experience, the younger audience and gamer are speaking English anyway. They may not
Correct.
Socially in their own life with their family and their friends, but in a gaming world, especially if you're gaming around the world, it is a predominantly English first language. You think there's enough talent coming out of school to work for esports organizations? Because the other thing that we've seen in the years that we've been in the business, gamers age out at 22, 23, 24, and then they want to go work someplace, but they have no sense of a P&L, right, or a marketing plan, or any of that. So, how does the industry bridge that to take the those that gamed and stay in it? Because a lot of the executives, as I'm sure you found, understand marketing, understand P&L, but they don't understand gaming, and we're still nascent in the industry. Is how do we bridge that?
I think from 3 years ago or 3 years ago from today, we had made a lot of development because the colleges are starting to embrace. I mean, if you look at every college, there is a esports team, yep. Or some are even having courses, or some are actually giving out scholarship, and that's going to continue to grow. Whether you do esports gaming on the management or the player side. I mean, there's so many different sector within the space that you can get into it. But if you're looking at it just specifically the gamer, some gamer like what's that guy's name on from the League of Legends, the Korean star Faker. I mean, he's still playing. Yep. He's there is. I mean, there might be 2-3 year guy, or there might be a 10-year guy, right? Because who are legend, who are good, they're going to continue with this. Just like any sports.
And they're the reason that a lot of young people want to stay in the industry and grow and learn and what have you, which is fantastic. So it's an exciting future. You're at the center of it. What do you like most about it?
I like the challenge. Every day I wake up early in the morning just to, get my boots on and start get going and closing those deals and making sure that we continue to expand our territory where we broadcast. That gives me a great feeling, as well as working with so many different people, so many different partners. I mean, including you, Gary. I mean, and I know that, I don't stop. I just continue to grind it.
I do know,
and that's a challenge.
I do know that, and you've have ground fairly well in the wild west of esports and media and entertainment and distribution. And there's a lot of stories for a different episode of who makes it, who doesn't, why they do and they don't. It's always good to see you. I will be following you, and we'll talk soon. Now I know that you're going to go cut a few more deals today and put more content on the channels.
Hey, thanks for inviting me. It's a great to be here. And I know, Gary, you are a go-getter, and you're going to continue to do well. So hopefully we'll put some of your content on the ESTV.
Yeah, we'll
make some help that one.
Okay, sounds good. Have a good one, dude. Good to see you.
All right, thank you.
Bye.
Cheers. Okay, bye.
Thanks for listening. This podcast is part of the MAP Esports Podcast Network and produced by Innovation Media Enterprises. Please be sure to leave us a review and follow us on your favorite podcast player.